Great stuff. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining me for another Chen style Tai Chi class. Let's just make sure that the screen is optimal. I'm still fiddling about with my new camera, so we're working still with the old camera for the time being, but hopefully very, very soon I'll have it up and running, so you'll have an even better quality recording. Hopefully you're happy with the quality of the tuition. So let's take right hand in fist, please. Left hand straight, pull back the thumb with feet together. We take the hands together and we press forwards. Okay, so let's just do a few little moves of warm up, feeding into the four corners of the hips, breathing and relaxing, and just calming yourself into the rhythm. Let's add that vertical spiral. Breathe. Good, and take notice of how your body is responding today. It's amazing how it's never the same. It may feel similar, but it's never quite the same. It's never the same body 2 days running. Literally, our cells are continuously diminishing and replenishing themselves. So you literally have a different body each day. Let's change direction, please. In fact, every 7 years, the entire body changes itself. Every cell in your body will have died and replaced itself within 7 years. So no matter what age you are, you're never more than 7 years old. Physically, each cell is no more than 7. Unfortunately, as we age, each time the cells replace themselves, they're just a little bit less good at it. So we are still aging. It's to do with free radicals a lot of the time, and just our DNA gets a little bit damaged as we go. It has extra bits of information at the end of each DNA chain, and as we age, those bits get knocked off, and so yeah, we're never replacing ourselves quite as perfectly as we were when we were wee, but still pretty good. If you've ever wondered why parrots live for so long, you get some parrots living well over 100 years old, it's because they have very little in the way of free radicals, so they can keep renewing themselves fresh, similar to how they were before. If you're thinking, gosh, how do I do something about this? Well, antioxidants are a great way, so plenty of fresh blueberries, vitamin C. Anywhere where you see the word antioxidant, that's really good. Actually, extra virgin olive oil is high in antioxidants, so it's very, very good for our system, especially if you have it uncooked. You are helping to reduce these little free radicals, these little things that knock around and damage the ends of our DNA. Let's come back into center, please, and take the weight into one side and gently spiral downwards. So we'll still age, but maybe with less oxidative stress. So it's actually oxygen that causes a lot of damage. Would you believe it? We need oxygen. We really need oxygen to live, but it's also oxygen that, change direction please, that ages us. So think of it like rust. So if you have metal exposed to water and then exposed to oxygen, the metal rusts. Shake out, please. Well, our system similarly can be damaged by oxygen, so antioxidants are our friends. Gently circle. Very Very good, and change direction. I don't want you to stop breathing deeply though. We need that oxygen. It's just a double-edged sword. The thing that helps us also somewhat hinders us. Shake out, please. Good, let's step forwards. And forwards and back. So antioxidants are really useful in the aid of recovery for the same reason. They're reducing oxidative stress. So if there is any part of the body that is injured, it will heal quicker if there are antioxidants present. So vitamin C, I know it's been a buzzword for many, many years. My whole life they said, oh, vitamin C, very good for you. It's really important that you get your vitamin C every day. Good. Okay, and let's feed the weight back gently. See how you get on. We want to keep the leg at the front straight, lengthen down towards the toes, and release, pull those toes back. If you can, take hold, hand to foot. Good, relax down and up you come. Please just do what you can comfortably, and you never know, again, each day your body may respond differently, so we need to work with that, how it is today. Let's go forwards and back. Okay, so vitamin C is really good, but we need to combine it with vitamin D, because vitamin D helps us to process the vitamin C. So our body makes vitamin D in the sunshine. So actually a little bit of sunshine every day, if you can, is very good for you. 10-15 minutes out in the sun. Not the midday sun, but just getting a bit of sun kissing your skin. And it needs to touch your skin because that's what's producing it, that's what's stimulating it. So if you're out in the sun, absolutely covered in clothes, that's an issue. So, of course, if you're at high risk of skin cancer, if you've already had skin cancer, you won't want to be doing that. You can take vitamin D supplements, and I do that, especially in winter time when I remember. They're not as effective as the sunshine, because really our body wants to produce it rather than consume it, but it will help. Pull the toes back, please. Take hold. Good. And relax the foot down, up you come. So you may notice that people from more sunnier climes tend to look incredibly healthy and have a glow about them. And that's for good reason. They'll have a lot of vitamin D naturally in their system. So whereas those of us who are in dark climes, we might not get as much sun as we need, and therefore we're vitamin D deficient. So we may not actually be absorbing our vitamin D or producing as much as we need. So let's sit down. And that too can affect our immune system. So just think of someone in a dark, cold climate. They might not have that healthy glow. They might be a little bit more pale, obviously. They don't have a tan, but actually with less vitamin D in their system, they're not actually able to process and absorb the vitamin C as effectively. So yeah, so you need both. So you'd have got sailors on the seas who were exposed to a lot of sunshine, but they would get rickets and scurvy because they weren't getting their vitamin C. So that's why they started to eat limes, and that's why they call the English, sometimes in a derogatory way, limeys. Is it the English? Some sailors, I thought it was the English, because they would suck on limes. Limes are full of vitamin C, and that would help them. So they'd get plenty of sunshine, and the limes were enough to give them what they needed, so they didn't get scurvy. Change direction, please. I even heard of a recent experience. It was a doctor who did a big, long YouTube rant about this very odd experience where a lady had very sore joints, and her skin started to bleed through her pores. Little dots of blood came out from her pores, and they were absolutely flummoxed, couldn't understand why this was happening, and they did lots of horrible tests on the poor lady, and eventually one day they saw what she was eating, and she was avoiding eating all fruits and vegetables. And then the penny dropped. She had scurvy. So scurvy is a complete lack of vitamin C. It's so important if you want a healthy body. Whether you're injured or not, make sure you're getting your vitamin C into you. Good, let's come up. What fruits and vegetables and things contain vitamin C? Well, oranges, your citrus fruits, limes, what are they called? All of the citrus. So grapefruit, all of them. Even pineapples, various fruits actually all contain some vitamin C. So just a freshly squeezed orange, or eating an orange a day, you'll get some. Kiwi is actually incredibly high in vitamin C, much more than orange. So I love golden kiwis because they're a little bit less piquant, but that sharpness, that acidity that you're experiencing is vitamin C. That's what it is. Vitamin C is an acid. So make sure you get a bit into your diet, please, and that will definitely help. Supplements are fine, but if you ever can, try and get it from the actual food stuff itself, because you're getting fiber as well, you're getting fluid as well, you're getting other minerals, and they all help each other. So popping pills all the time is not the best way, but you can supplement if you want to, if you feel you're not getting enough, by taking a high quality vitamin C tablet. Okay, lecture over. Let's do a little bit of standing, please. We bring our feet together. We lengthen up, chin slightly down and back, and take a few moments to breathe. And calm. Feel down through your body, down through your legs, into your feet, letting your toes spread. Feel the weight spread evenly. Feel the weight sinking into the floor. And let's release, belly, hips, knees. Fill right, empty left, step open. Shift your weight, and only now check that your feet are actually level and shoulder width. Be very precious about this, because the least deviation will make it practically impossible to get the perfect balance. Okay. Once you're happy with your stance, lengthen up again through the top of the head, the chin slightly down and back, and allow your body to release. Remember, we want to release through the crease of the legs, so the upper legs roll in slightly. It's not just that the knees knock together, but the whole leg does this just a little bit. You're following the line of the psoas muscle. Good. Just slightly. And you'll feel as you do that, your buttocks can release. And all of the structures of your lower back stand a chance of releasing. Good, so you're releasing through the whole body. Let's float the hands forwards. Feel for connection. And then when you're ready, float the hands up to about solar plexus height. Good. Make sure you're not holding tension in the thumbs, but the fingers are awake to the very tips of the fingers. Make sure the wrists are not overly bent, Shoulders are relaxing to the sides, the elbows are dropping down towards the floor. Top of the head is floating up, chin is slightly down and back. And let's breathe and relax, calming down. And listening behind. Very good. Now, if you can see yourself on the screen, you can check your posture. And when you're practicing without the screen, if you have a mirror or even a window that you can see your own reflection, you can check your posture. And sometimes you won't believe what you see. So we have to look with an analytical eye. We want the head straight, we lengthen up through the top of the head. We want the shoulders level, relaxing out to the sides. So very gently release and relax those areas where there is tension to allow the body to naturally glide into better alignment. Now my right shoulder seems determined to be lifted. And I think there is still an issue in my right hip. And this is the way of things. We're never perfect. Even the Grand Masters are working with some misalignment, though it may be so minute that only they can tell. And for longer periods of time. And indeed, the better your health will be in general, because it's like a well-tuned engine. The better your alignment, the better your body function. And indeed, the better your Tai Chi will be. You'll be able to move freely, smoothly, and with power, with minimum effort. So this is the thing, folks. This is the practice that galvanizes and shifts everything else. Think of it as the vitamin D to your other vitamins. By doing standing, everything else is in and cover center. Breathe into your center, please. Keep listening, keep feeling, keep letting go into your whole body. but you'll notice the touch of your hands, the gentle pressure of your hands guides your awareness back to center. It is the stream filling the ocean. We're going to rotate the center. So I'm going up my right side first. You can go up your right side first. Or actually, according to Master Chen Yin-jun, doesn't matter, you can do it either way first. But do it both directions. For many years I was told, and I agree, that going in the direction of your large intestine first is better. It aids elimination and general flow. It's opening up your energy in this direction for your whole body. You can do that either direction first. You will circulate your energy because you're moving, and then the second direction with the intention of drawing the energy back in, it comes back in. So intention can actually trump physical, what's the word? Imperative. The body works in a particular way, but the mind can actually override that to send your energy in a different way. So we cover center and breathe, close, left. Very good. And a little heel tap. Excellent. I just want you to do a little bit of movement. If you do practice standing, especially if you're standing for longer, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, 2 hours, however long you stand, there's no limit. You can do as much as is doable, as much as is comfortable. It might be a little challenge, but you might want to do a bit more. The longer you stand, the more you have to make sure that when you finish standing, you're easing out of that static position with a little bit of get everything nice and loose again. Now, actually, when we're standing, we're focusing on letting go, on releasing, on allowing everything to soften. But still, one does get a bit stiff, especially if you're doing marathon stands, if you're really standing for long periods. So just gently ease yourself into movement and notice how you are moving. And then it's perfect timing to do your form. Okay. Now, last week we were doing a bit of silk reeling, if you remember, and I wanted to check in with you. I don't know how much silk reeling we did, maybe silk reeling 1. Come and talk to me a wee second, and you can let me know if you want to do more silk reeling, and if so, remind me, where did we leave off, if you can remember, and we'll take it from there, or we can go back into our form if you prefer. What do you say, Elaine?
Yeah, we did the silk reeling, the hands, and then at the end we joined it with the feet.
Right, okay, so that's...
Left and right.
Yeah.
What about you, Eric? I'm happy to do that again or whatever.
Yes, I find it quite valuable actually to get a good general movement for the form.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. And this is something that folks notice that, or I've noticed, that beginners really embrace silk reeling, and they're like, oh, I can do this, or at least I have a chance to do this because of its repetitive nature. And advanced teachers love silk reeling because for the same reason, that it, as you say, it gives you insight into the form, and it sort of unpicks and unties the complexity and gets you down to the wire of the actual essence of the practice, the spiraling of energy from fingertips and then from back to center. So okay, I'll pop you on mute because I know where we are now, so we'll continue with that. Okay. Hello, doggy. Okay, so yeah. So the funny thing is, though, that intermediate students tend to get fed up with silk reeling and get very itchy or whatever that may be, and that's understandable. but and it's a bona fide stage of development that we want to start to fly after we've learned to crawl. But actually, after a while, after further maturation, as they continue in their practice of Tai Chi, and if they ever revisit silk reeling, they'll realize, I missed a trick there. I should have kept silk reeling going all along, because it is so valuable. There's just, it's again, because our body is different every day. Tuning is like tuning an engine. We tune our engine with silk reeling, with standing practice and silk reeling. But then if we never tune it again and just drive the car for years and years, it's going to get less and less well tuned. It's going to get more out of condition. So by regularly doing silk reeling practice, we return to our basics. And by doing that, we keep ourselves finely tuned so that then we can do amazing work in our form. So we don't want to neglect our form altogether, which I have been doing a bit recently. But yeah, so it's a juggling act. It's spinning plates. We want to keep them all spinning. So if you leave any for any length of time, they'll start to get lazy and wobbly. So you need to spin them again a wee bit to keep them going. So we did single arm last week. Let us do a little bit of that. We'll just sort of drill through that a wee bit, and then we'll go on to our double hands and double hand stepping. So that makes up silk reeling 1. Single hand stepping, double hand stepping, forwards and back. So we're covering sides and forwards and back. Okay, so let's come to the side, please, and we lengthen up through the top of the head. It's always the same beginning as standing. We start with Wuji and calm. Find all 10 fingers, press them down. And let's release through belly, hips, knees. Bring the right hand to waist. I'm mirroring. Left palm extending, facing up. Look to the side and step. And movement 3. So we begin with 3. Turn the palm. Movement 4. 1. 2. 3. 4. 1. 2. 3. 4. Keep going, please. 1. Good. Now we're going to add a step. So as we feet across halfway, we come in and release. We keep the weight in that foot. Feet across. Now you shift your weight so that you can step. So you stay right, feet across into left, stay left, feet across into right. Let's change arms. Keep breathing. Feel your way. We're feeling for that little focus of energy. All our body has energy in it, but the movement and the focus creates a wave, and we're riding that wave. So here, the energy is in center. Here, the wave flows up the back. Here, it goes through shoulder, then elbow, then hand, then fingertips. And here, it releases and returns back up the body to waist, and from waist to center. So it's doing, a full circuit. Up the back, shoulder, elbow, hands, fingertips, back up the arm down to waist, waist to center. Now at the beginning, you'll be spending a lot of time focusing on just the mechanics, what the body is doing. And that's fine. Again, that's a stage that we have to go through. But as soon as you can, start to feel for the energy. Because feeling for the energy focuses the energy and enhances the strength. Shoulder, elbow, hands, fingertips. Release, back up the arm, down to waist, to center. Again. Good, and now we're going to walk. Ready? So, feet across and come in, stay in that leg. And now shifting, feet across and step. So you're on your left. Now you're in your right. You stay right and into left. Stay left and into right. Good. And rest. Good. Now we've just done a little tiny bit, but the idea with silk reeling is you do a lot. A lot. Think of the name of the practice, silk reeling. It comes from textile workers, people working with silk, wrapping the silk, maybe around looms or maybe to make skeins, to make balls of yarn ready to weave with. So they were doing this not just 10 times, not just 100 times. They would do thousands of these movements every day. And as a result, they became really slick and really clean in their movements. Because if they had any deviation in their structure, they would be in agony by the end of the day. And yet these folks, because it was pre-industrial revolution, they were doing everything manually, they could do these movements endlessly and perfectly. And that was why it was perfect, because they just kept doing it. So what you could do is give yourself half an hour and do nothing but silk reeling one. Just do that. Now you might need to build up to that. Start with doing 5 minutes and then 10 minutes and build it up and build it up. But by doing that, you will end up really clean, really good at it. So it is not just a wee exercise to do for a little bit. The idea is you do it ad nauseum until you're pretty much perfect. And then when you're doing your form, you won't have to think, okay, so how do I do this move? Your body will flow into it like a bird leaps into the sky and knows how to fly. It just knows because it has done it so many times. There's no, what should this be doing? It'll happen perfectly. So, all right, let us try one more time. We'll do it. I'm going to do the back view and let's see if we can do it quietly and just immerse ourselves in that flow. And see if you can feel that flow of energy up the back, along the arms to fingertips, back up the arm, down to waist and back to center. It's not just randomly happening, it happens with the movement. The movement initiates the cycle of energy, the awareness piggybacks on that natural flow, and therefore enhances it. So it's rather like the surfer on the wave is enhancing the wave by riding the wave. Of course, that's not what happens on the ocean, but it is what happens in our bodies, because the wave is our focused awareness made manifest as energy. Focused energy. Focused energy brings strength. Okie doke. Ready? We lengthen up. Relax down. Calm down. And step. Change arms. Keep going without the legs. Move over a bit actually. And step up. Good, relax down. Well done, ease out of your stance. And a little shake out. Excellent. So be mindful. As you travel in your silk reeling, the arms are continuously rotating. There should never be a point where they're just going across. You see what I mean? They're not just coming across. If they are traveling, they are rotating. Just as the body turns and travels across, and turns and travels across, as it's traveling across, it's actually untwisting. It's unraveling that twist. Now, we don't tend to use that phrase because it happens naturally. We don't need to talk about it, but it does happen. So you're not just twisting and traveling across in the twist. Do you see? You twist, and then as you travel, you untwist. And then you twist, and you travel, and you untwist. So we're creating a little figure of 8 on the feet. Twist and travel across, untwisting. Twist, travel across, untwisting. So there is this beautiful dynamic of yin and yang. The body is doing twist, untwist, twist, untwist. And while the body is twisting, the arms are untwisting. And while the body is untwisting, the arms are twisting. Watch what I mean. I'm here. I turn my body, the arm releases, and it slides down, the palm facing forwards. But at that stage, it has unraveled, it's untwisted. Now, as I feed the body across, my arm is twisting. So my little finger edge is coming underneath. The arm is rotating, rotating. So from here, there is a twist of the arm. That's full yin. So the palm facing fully up has sent the energy fully to center. And now as we turn the body again, the arm releases, the thumb edge sinks down, so the body is turning, the arm is releasing. And then as we travel across, squaring up the body, untwisting the body, the arm goes into its twist. So it may look like I'm just pushing my arm across, but I'm actually continuing to turn my thumb edge down until I reach the end of the line. So the thumb edge is fully turned, and it's only fully turned by degrees as I travel across. So body squares up, arms twist. Body turns, arms untwist, they unravel. The little finger edge comes down, and then as I travel again across, the arm is twisting. So pay attention to these things. They all have importance. Nothing in Tai Chi is, what's that word? Just sort of superfluous. None of these guidances, none of these lessons are just there to make life difficult. They all serve a purpose. So we have yin and yang. The body turns, the arms unravel. The body unravels or squares up, the arms turn. So there's yin and yang. But the movement of the body brings the arm into strength. The movement of the body allows the arms to release. So they are juxtaposing, and they're helping each other, and they are balancing each other within the movement. So yes, doing hundreds of repetitions of silk reeling is important if you want to get anywhere, but likewise we have to do it as perfectly as we can in order to get the best out of it. If you do 100 sloppy or imperfect repetitions, you're actually building bad habits. So a lot of students, myself included, over the years have actually shied away from practicing a particular thing because we know we're not doing it perfectly. And that's an excuse, because we'll never do it perfectly. However, by practicing, we stand a chance of making progress. We can become more self-aware. But if we understand the principles that we're aiming for, that makes it a lot easier. So have a play with it, please. And remember, I want to see palm faces down, palm faces out, palm faces forwards, and palm faces up. Now I realize the background there isn't so clear, so I'll do that again. So we start with palm facing up and the arm extending away from the body. If you see, it's not here, it's here, yeah? away from the body, so you have a curve and not an angle. Okay, so as we turn the body, the hand flips, palm faces down. As we feed across, the arm continues to rotate, the thumb edge comes under until it can go under no further at the end here. So palm is facing out, then we release the little finger. This is the moment where the energy starts to make its return journey. The little finger edge, not the finger itself, but the little finger edge releases, and the palm, by the end of it, faces forwards. And then, as you untwist, the palm is rotating to face up. Okay, so palm faces down, palm faces out, palm faces forwards, palm faces up. So that's your initial guidelines for where to arrive, but in between, the arms are constantly twining. They're constantly either twisting or untwisting, twisting or untwisting. So there you can see that this is an appropriate practice for a complete beginner, but can you see how advanced? It's very complex. For a long time, I would just push my hand across because that's what I could see was happening. But actually, the thumb edge should continue to rotate. It's a feeling of wringing out. So if you wring out a towel, you'll get so far and there's obvious movement, and at the end, you're just squeezing it that little bit, and there's just that tiny bit of movement, but it's getting the last little bit of water out of the towel. In the same way, that movement, you have the obvious movement, you have a bit of rotation, maybe you can see it, you maybe can't see it towards the end, but you're just wringing out that towel. You're getting that last little bit of, can you see that last little bit of rotation, the thumb edge coming under. So it's fully twisted with the shoulder blades still relaxing down the back. And if you can do that, a little finger edge sticking up, if you can do that, you're full yang, and then it's such a relief, it's actually a joy to release the little finger edge to come down and then face up. Good. So I hope you enjoyed that. I did plan on doing silk reeling, the second movement of forwards and backwards with double hands and step, but actually we've gone a little bit deeper into that practice. And especially because we're doing this online, I can't be there to physically correct you. So I need to try my best to get it across to you how to get the most out of your practice. A half-baked silk reeling, though it's good exercise and it'll still be relaxing and all the rest of it, you won't get the finesse, you won't get the deeper benefits that are there for the taking. They're easy to take with a bit of mindfulness, and then you can take it into the form. And as I say, it will make movements effortless. You will just know how to move. You'll know full twist, release, through. You'll know the body has a kind of vocabulary of movement that you can effortlessly use, as opposed to thinking very hard about each and every element. So actually, though silk reeling is plenty of work in itself, it's enjoyable, it's relaxing, it's repetitive, which allows you to get into a rhythm. And as I say, then it makes the actual job of doing Tai Chi so much more like a just sheer pleasure, joy, that you can let go and flow. So let's do a little warm down, folks, please. Turning center. This is really good for me, practicing this, because Master Chen is coming, Grandmaster Chen, and it's a bit nerve-wracking. After Chen Yunjun came in October, my husband and I went, right, let's do standing practice every day, no excuses. And we did it every day up until Christmas, and then the wheels fell off a bit. And we haven't been doing it with quite such vim and vigour, just when we need to. So going to try to fit it in regardless what happens every day. And it makes such a difference. It really does. You can feel it, but your teacher will see it. You'll feel it in your form. Oh my goodness, you'll feel it in your health as well. You will be strong if you do your standing. Let's go down to the legs. Every little bit you can reach. Even bits that have been tender, give them a little bit of love. You don't have to whack them, but just a little pat down to the feet, up the body. Good, over the shoulders. Back to center. Shaking out. Let's lift the hands, drape the fingers, and bounce. Bouncy, 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 bounce. Breathe. Allow yourself to look and feel a little bit stupid. Make yourself laugh, make yourself smile. It's good to feel stupid sometimes. And relax down. Good. There's an exercise form that a lady, I think she was quite, maybe late middle age, maybe in her 60s, she developed this exercise called prancercise. That she loved horses. There's my alarm. She loved horses and she found jogging or running boring or not attractive. So she developed this kind of prancing about the place like a pony and doing arm movements. And I think she's a mad genius. You know, I think it's brilliant because it's stupid. It makes you feel and look stupid. But actually, when you embrace that, you feel amazing. You just laugh and smile and yeah, so check it out, prancercise. It really is quite funny. She takes it very seriously. You know, she's prancing away like a pony and really going for it. And good for her, you know. But I feel it makes me laugh and therefore it makes me feel strong and buoyant and I want to exercise. So feeling a bit stupid can actually be incredibly beneficial for you. So whenever you're doing a Tai Chi or Qigong exercise that looks a bit daft, and some of them do, when we get to the end of silk reeling, we have what I call the funky chicken. Actually have a laugh and you'll feel good. You will feel good. Yeah, so thank you very much for joining me today, folks. I hope you enjoyed that practice. We haven't touched on form for a few weeks now. So I would like to, next week, we'll do a little bit of form, even just a section of the form, just to keep that under the belt, so to speak, keep that on the back burner. But we will continue, I think, with our silk reeling for a while, because as I say, it is the basics that enrich, enforce and inform all of the moves of the form. So you may find after doing some silk reeling on your own, actually your form just feels so much nicer. And again, just standing, getting into your standing, it transforms what you do. So thank you so much, let's salute, and I wish you a very pleasant week, and I look forward to seeing you next time, or next time you can join. Cheers.